leave the Draven available.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I was going to say, it's like if you ban the Azir, it makes you think you want to go Sivir, but I don't think they're going to go Sivir with Draven up, so
you play it.
Now I'm a little bit...
Step up,
there we go, Draven, Johnsun. First pick it, just grab it out. I'm a little bit perplexed as to what they're going to go for here on first pick.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm curious because if there's a Sivir-driven Microcosm, guess what? TL get the better side of each one. If you grab Sivir, we get Draven. If you wait to grab it, we can Sivir on 3 and then ban a counter. Like, TL have a lot of control. They decide, no, we would rather go for jungle priority. That is definitely a new angle into it, and it could work.
Toucouille's Azir has been so good, though, so I'm very surprised that they don't elect to actually grab that first. Wukong hasn't felt like it's really mattered much at all in this series. So we'll have to see, you know, what else they're going to try to pair with this. Where Toucouille wants to go, it may be a totally different read. Like maybe they're going to go full early game and they're saying, hey, like it's actually that we need too much time for these year. We need to be able to scrap early in all our lanes.
Yeah, I think they have to in this game of the best of series because they've already been blocked at every other strategy from Team Liquid.
Yeah.
As far as the jungle priority though, this is kind of why it's a little bit perplexing still because Santorin, Trundle, he'll go back over to it over and over and over. There's a reason for the memes, there's a reason for the nickname, and they grab it early for him now.
And Leona gonna come through actually, taking a high price on a new engage support. Again, of course, Draven's still gonna be there, so if you go for the Sivir, well, guess what? We can still Draven on 3. Leona is fine into Sivir. I mean, Alistar's better, but you don't know the matchup, so I can expect this. I can understand this is a blind pick, which hedges a lot of bets, right? You're still able to play a solid Leona Draven lane. If it's not that one, you can go somewhere else instead. It's gonna look fine. Toucouille, who went LeBlanc into Azir and could only really tread water, decides, well, we're gonna drop the Azir ban outright and still look at LeBlanc.
Might just be Syndra, honestly, again from Bjergsen. I feel like it would be a pretty strong answer.
I would prefer something like the Ryze or Malzahar or Lissandra that really counters the LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Ryze will beat her in lane. Lissandra, of course, the ultimate for later. You just instant point and click. Malzahar, same thing.
The Alistar on 3 is interesting because I think they're trying to like pre-counter the Sivir. They're saying, we think you're going to go Sivir on 3, so we're going to pick this. So you can't actually ban out some of the answers.
That's actually been my favorite thing of this series is just having Alistar back. Alistar is a fun support to watch. We've got some good laughs out of that.
Solo kill. When's the last time you saw an Alistar solo kill?
About 30 minutes ago, 40, I don't know.
Before that.
How long was it?
Come on.
Alrighty, Sivir is locked in after all, so I want to know what other bans come through. Kog'Maw and Twitch are the ones that look really good. And solo queue, Draven there as well. I don't know if you're willing to play Kog against a Leona. To be fair, with Cleanse, you get a decent chance of playing it. Regardless, though, Alistar did win this matchup back in game 1.
Pillar is also really tough when you play no dash marksman, right? Like if you play Twitch or Cog, you get pillared in, you can cleanse the Leona ult, but Leona's still coming and you're still slowed, right? So it's very, very difficult. It's going to be respect to the Philip Aatrox. Obviously had that monster game 1. Last game, not really able to get much going.
Yeah, I think it's just a respect to the player and champion comfort right there. Not necessarily, okay, last game, wasn't this huge thing, but I think the priority there has shown for him.
And he's probably got a blind pick this one, right? Like, as blue side, if they want to give you counter, you don't get counter. So Aatrox, one of the safest blinds. Ornn has been routinely a ban for FlyQuest. Goes on the list yet again here.
Yeah, I mean, Bwipo was pretty effective on the Sejuani, right? So, people don't think of Bwipo as the tank guy, but really he plays, whatever he does think is best. Will be interesting to see, what the final bans here, if it's going to be more focused down towards that top lane, or if it's going to be a marksman ban, something like Twitch, as you were saying. I don't feel like TL would be super concerned about that because of some of the interactions I was talking about with Trundle Pillar plus the Leona ult. It's very, very difficult to get away. So instead, it is actually the game 1 answer of the Aphelios that they're going to take away.
The exact lane they played, and it worked in game 1. Looked pretty solid. So we'll see if he goes for any of the ones that we have been seen. Obviously, again, Draven could be good. I'm going to go look at all-time for Johnsun, see if he's actually been much of it. Not much this split, but looking all-time, see if he's gotten any on it.
Yeah, not a lot of players play Draven in NA, to be honest. And not a lot of players even worldwide play Draven. It's one of those champions that, you have to have put in an enormous amount of games. If you're not amazing at Draven, Draven is a garbage pick in pro, right? So there's very few people. It's usually these specialists in some of the
shout out. The shout out to himself. Yo, I just want a quick shout out.
Shout out me. Remember that game? That was great. It's a self high five.
All right, Ahri comes through though. Can of course shut down LeBlanc.
Baller.
Yeah.
Based on Sama.
It's good. And he gives Ahri over to his mid laner, which should be fun. So FlyQuest need their bot lane. There's your Draven, however. Again, 0 recorded games on his career. Vayne!
This is the old school answer, man.
She smashes the one-on-one. Sivir has no gameplay around it, but if you can retain pressure early, Vayne can't kind of get through the minions easily.
Yeah.
But if you're ever left alone, she just kind of kill you with ult.
This is exactly what it used to be, is that spell shield. You can't spell shield the passive, the Silver Bolt's passive, and people used to go Vayne into this matchup and then try to get into the side lane where the supports roam, and they try to find these 1v1 situations where the Sivir really can't compete, but Sivir just needs to play the waves, doesn't need to play the champion. This is a risky pick here, though. I love going for the Vayne here. You also, if you're really good with it, you can buffer your E on the Zenith Blade from Leona, knock her away on that. You have really good shred for both Leona and the Trundle, so it's pretty cool.
I was gonna say, it is both good versus Leona and the Trundle. Like, it actually has the possibility to put you on that pedestal. It also, FlyQuest here, they're very clearly, hey, we want to 1-3-1. We want to split this map.
Yeah.
So they don't want to play into Team Liquid's game that we've seen 2 games in a row. Team Liquid have played 5 on 5. They have grouped, they have snowballed. FlyQuest is saying, great, we're going to split the map now. Every champion here wants a split map. LeBlanc split push, Camille split push, even the Vayne split push. So see if they can actually accomplish that, because Team Liquid have practiced over and over, get that early game going, snowball off those neutral objectives, group up.
One big concern I have, though, for FlyQuest comp is if you want to play side lanes, one of the most important things is having solid wave clear in your mid lane. They have no wave clear from any of their champions. Their wave clear is abysmal, so it is going to be really difficult to withstand TL if...
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Woo!
As Team Liquid look to push forward into the next round of the upper bracket, where 100 Thieves and Evil Geniuses await them and the winners of tomorrow. EG's choice of who it'll be. How good will they look? FlyQuest need to win 2 straight. Took the first one. It was really convincing out of Philip. He did so well. Aphromoo, I think, another standout there as well. And guess what? It's going to be about them again. Alistar and Camille, the best engaged tools his team has.
I'm going to be really interested to see how Philip's going to be able to withstand Gragas up in the top lane. It's one of the most annoying top laners to actually lane against as a melee champ. You know, you can really kind of poke away at these champions who have so much sustain with the passive. First strike tier, you know, it's not going to be a tier star this time, but first strike plus AP rather is becoming really heavily the meta. You just harass them away, farm that gold, and make the lane stage difficult.
Well, we've heard from FlyQuest off the Rift several times. We've now got a chance of Latagris grabbing a word with Team Liquid Honda's Gyotto. Let's join them.
Yep, I've got Gyotto here. All right, what were you thinking when the Vayne came through? Is that something that you expected?
No, definitely not. It's obviously something that is a surprise, but I think that just like any other team, whenever you're on a game losing point on a series, you're going to pull out some surprises. We were expecting a surprise, not necessarily the Vayne, but curious to see how he pulls it out.
Yeah, definitely some strategies to be brought from both sides as far as getting the map split, getting these engaged supports in it. What is TL's overall game plan to shut this series down?
We just want to be able to play our comp, make sure that we deny the Wukong flanks and the Camille engages, and then that we are just a bit more aware of the damage that Vayne can do. If we can find some good action with the Leona and the Gragas, then we have good possibilities of reaching to their carries, and if we do, then we can win the game, but it's definitely close.
Yeah, definitely close and getting a lot of action right off the bat. Let's hop back into the game.
Nice charm there, Bjergsen. A couple hundred health out. Also, I believe Santorin fully dodged the trinket ward coming down as he just took the sidestep out of the brush and took the blast point. Now he's going to get spotted, but you know, got to hide a little bit longer.
Yep, toucouille has been pretty consistent about his ward placement there. You know, gets the push, wards the Raptors. It's something that they're definitely anticipating, and Bjergsen's going to have the read anytime he steps away. Bwipo taking some rough trades, but does have so much sustain, you know, with that passive. So Philip, you know, his mana may become a problem.
This does look good though in the brush.
As a jungler, I appreciate that ward from mid laner so much. The Raptor ward helps a ton. And Jose actually gets chased off of the Scuttle Crab, but because the pillar was used on the shield, he has to use the smite to break the shield. And since there is CoreJJ about 3 seconds ahead on the support roam timer, he gets it.
And I actually really like that Core roam because it allowed Bjergsen to finish his base, right? Otherwise, Bjergsen can't actually base there. He has to cover because toucouille could come over and you could get that kill. So Core making the roam protects the lane for Bjergsen, secures the scuttle for Santorin. It is, of course, traded on the other side, but it's a small thing, but a really nice one.
Yep. again, supports Aphromoo, knocking off the shield for the Scuttle, handing it over to the Wukong, who also appreciates whenever the shield is knocked off by a teammate.
Of course, it's a torrents up a camp, right? He actually got almost everything. He's on Krugs now. Jose had dropped Wolves to be top side and realized, I can't really want to be one with mid pressure. So, you know, kind of flicking the scraps up now. They're both on Krugs, but yeah, down Wolves. We'll see the first recall probably pretty soon. As recalls come in, solid laning phase. Sheen recall, control ward in. Philip gonna try to get enough vision to keep himself safe in top side. And everyone's gonna know that TP is down with how fast to get back to lane with the everything else. Goes for Q auto, cannot get electrocute, and Bjergsen gets better at that trade.
Absolutely does. Looking pretty good so far. It feels like every time we're panning back towards mid lane, he's just landing another charm. But it is top lane recalls on both sides, so not the tier start, but does grab the tier on his first base here. You know, wants to keep the mana up. As long as you have mana, you pretty much have infinite health, and you can kind of just continually sustain up with those low mana costs on your spells. Philip grabs the Sheen recall, so those Q3s are really, really dangerous, and you just have to play around them. You know, wait for those empowered Qs, try to allow that to expire so Philip can get those big hits in.
Do want to shout out the bottom lane for FlyQuest for moving in and putting these wards. Speaking of wards that junglers love and appreciate. Alistar here, Aphromoo moving up when they had the push to get those wards. The blue Gromp ward especially gives a ton of information. So now they know that Santorin is bouncing backwards. It is going to be reverse clearing up towards the top half of the map.
And here comes level 6. This is the wave spawning now. This cannon wave is the one that gives solo 6. And so Bjergsen, if he can get enough Vit, can always try for the play. Obviously, toucouille likely able to dodge away, but that's often when you can find the opportunity here. Similar spot right now is a good trade into Philip. And again, if no one dropped any gold, this is going to be the wave giving ulti plays. And honestly, Bwipo trading very aggressively, back across, but he knows he's a few minutes away from 6. And Philip isn't nearly one-shottable.
Yeah, he is. He does have some biscuits. Has one running, so it is getting dangerous though. And with Bjergsen getting the push mid, you start to get really scared because if Bjergsen leaves lane, that could be terrifying. Trundle already looking for a potential wraparound here. Bwipo is now 6, getting a little bit low on mana, but you know, definitely if Philip gets shagged with another spell or two here, they're gonna pull off this dive.
Jungle and mid roaming up.
Yeah, here it comes.
Fighting gets the minion for 6, but now comes the wave into the tower, and that's gonna tank it up for him. So as the wave gets pushed down, Philip susses out. This is getting dangerous, and Santorin going to put a lot of damage down.
You can pillar interrupt if you do the right timing.
And he gets him back, so it forces the flash, but Bjergsen's here. He's got the ult. He's going to land almost everything. Ult comes across for Philip. Still goes down. First blood again.
Well done. Team Liquid coordinate the dive. They deny some of the minions. toucouille trying to harass as they escape.
Yeah, that's a big kill there. You know, Philip getting chunked down, loses at least a full 2 waves. He actually lost so much off that play and dies. So it is really, really brutal. There was no TP on toucouille. Bjergsen gets pushed. Santorin's already up there. Just such a well-orchestrated dive. And that's one that as a top laner, you can't really do anything about. You need your team to cover you there. So I'm not sure if the communication wasn't there or if they just couldn't actually make the play up. As long as Santorin doesn't waste his pillar, there's no real getting out.
Yeah,
exactly. He's able to pillar and braid out of it.
And the timing is what's critical there. Because you have the range, Trundle's actually one of the best junglers at ganking the Camille. As long as you go after he's already started it, you can knock him off, and does allow the Ahri, very mobile there from Bjergsen, to be able to come in and ensure that they get the first blood money. That plus the laning advantages for Team Liquid have them at another comfortable early lead.
As good as mid goes down. Johnsun got a wave into the bottom side. He's actually going to stay around, but now up against Bjergsen, he's not going to get probably one shot with cleanse, but yeah, those damages add up. And once Bjergsen has ulti, you can deal 700 even if you cleanse the charm.
Yeah, he's just going to leave, and you pretty much have to, right? It is a little bit dangerous to be there in the 1v1 against the Ahri, so going to have to pay the respect to that. We'll see. Looks like he's just going to head out towards topside. Wants to be ready for a potential Herald fight, but I do feel like TL are kind of better equipped to take it. Bwipo didn't use anything on the top side, and Flash plus ulti from Gragas is terrifying.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid will answer this. They've already got Bjergsen roaming up on Ahri. Cooldown for Ahri's ultimate is close. Not currently available to help him close the gap, but Rift Herald does take a little while here. Eyeball is going to take another 2 pops to finish it.
And here comes the first team fight, though. Sivir ulti is on towards Philip. Pretty squishy champion. Nothing available. Ignite is on. Buys a bit of time, but Philip doesn't get hit by the explosive cast. Aphro goes down, though. Big by Bwipo. Bjergsen chases in for a second, and already FlyQuest are pushed out. It's a 2,000 gold lead before the Herald even died.
Oh, that's so rough. So as the Sivir was moving forward, they got the spell shield, and then Aphro tries to flash in and actually combo the Sivir, and Bjergsen's charm that I believe was heading for Philip tags Aphro and interrupts his combo off of the flash. So Aphro gets absolutely nothing, and that ends the hard engage there from FlyQuest. So just like that, TL now massively ahead in this one again, crushing in the early game.
Yeah, Johnsun trying to get some 1v1 attention, but he knows Team Liquid, other members are around. No use further chasing it. A play like that. And we'll take another look in our...
Rocket flips the replay.
There you go. Now watch out for right as he goes in. That charm was 100% going for Philip. It was already pre-cast at the same time as Aphro flashes in, so he can't get the combo out. And Aphro is pre-6, so he just goes down in a hurry. That gives one reset over to Bjergsen. Philip gives a second, forcing Johnsun to flash out. Absolute disastrous play there. Really unfortunate timing and a great timing over on the other side from TL. There's now 2,500 gold in the lead here in what is match point.
Yeah, and a game or a play like that in a series where the last two games from Team Liquid have been so stompy and so one-sided, really is demoralizing. Let's see if FlyQuest can actually withstand this. Down almost 3,000 gold now. Got to rally around the game plan. Again, everybody scramble, split the map, try and make some individual outplays. This comp is built for individual outplays, and you actually have to make those now. You actually just have to be better players on the day to pull out this win.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no fallback plan. You have no wave clear, right? You can't just sit back. You're going to get bled out so
Challenge
fast.
them to duels. 1v1 me, bro. Let's go.
Move down dodgeball.
And all chat, hope it happens. Here we go, on to the next, well, the first Phreak of the game. I think this is the latest we've seen first Phreak killed, but it's because TL's been busy killing champions. Gold lead already about 3,000, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's hard work.
It is,
You know,
it is hard
Take care
work.
of that before you get to your dragon killing work.
But the thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if Santorin showed up to cast the last half of this game, because he's been everywhere in this series.
Hey, let's call him up here.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, I think they can just, you know, we'll close that with 4. You give him enough of a gold lead Santorin, I think you're allowed. I think I would allow it personally. You know, I would vouch for him.
Not sure TL would allow it.
That's how much gold they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, FlyQuest are like, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, great idea. But it's definitely a tough one now for Philip, right? Loses 2 waves top off of that 3-man dive on him. You know, didn't have the coverage. Then, you know, he's the one that goes in and actually forces out the spell shield from Hans. The follow-up play doesn't work. He dies there too. You know, losing even more farm. So the farm definitely not great for Philip, and he's going to be set way back as Bwipo already has the mythic and the tier on top. He has the free boots. So the Night Harvester coming in, going to be all about the burst here for Bwipo, looking to find those combos on a Johnsun. And I think it's honestly a really hard Vayne game to navigate in a lot of ways. You do have really good damage to actually shred through these frontliners, but if you get pillared in and Core and Bwipo are walking at you and Bjergsen's ulting on you, like, that is tough to outplay. Like, you're so slow on Glacial Augment plus Trundle Pillar.
Yeah, you don't walk fast away. The move speed is really only toward enemy champions, and you can't tumble a pillar. So mid lane turret goes down, split 4 ways, so 80 gold apiece. Goes down 4 plates, I should say. The turret itself still alive. But we see the 3,500 gold lead, the Drake in the advantage. Team Liquid definitely holding all the cards right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're looking really, really strong, and they just want to keep utilizing their wave clear, right? As long as Sivir has Vayne locked under their tower wave clearing, there's nothing that he can really look for here.
And that's why they've rotated towards mid lane. You want Sivir to be just sucking up minions. The vacuum cleaner mid lane, that's a game that you would like to play. No side lanes versus this Vayne, please. No shenanigans for FlyQuest. Don't fall for the YouTube highlight challenges.
I just realized we need a Sivir skin where the disc is a Roomba. Just vacuuming up minions. Get on it, Ryan!
Gold.
Yeah. You gotta go back to base and recharge it once in a while. You know, charge it back to full.
Every time you throw out the Q, you got to charge it back up.
He's got a big mana battery, you're fine. You know, you get some time for it, but oh boy, yeah, this is looking pretty solidly Team Liquid. First item is in for their AD carry. I mean, you can see just down the line, right? 4 mythics is in, just the one for Johnsun. He's got some decent farm, but every lane is looking great right now. Bwipo not gonna get caught by the stun. CoreJJ drops a ward to help track, and Aphromoo just shadowing, hey, is there a bot dive? Flash in! Cast nearly kills, ulti! Doesn't have the heals to flash himself back out.
Oh, that was really, really close there. Not quite the damage on either side, locking in Bwipo, but you can see how frustrating this matchup is. I mean, you just get constantly harassed under tower, time and time again. There's not a lot you can do if you can't force the all-in. It's very difficult, and Bwipo always has the opportunity to just disengage with his own ulti. You can knock Camille out of her Hextech ultimatum and disengage that way.
The turret is low as people roam down. Still, the wards look pretty good. TL had the control ward, could not finish killing it. They know that there's some danger down here, but Aphro, not exactly the champion to solo farm this. Yet. Okay, Camille finally on her way. Not brave enough to try to freeze that lane. Doesn't know where anyone else is, and though he has an ulti, probably not worth doing. You can see, yeah, top 4 gold. FTX Gold is all Team Liquid. Poor Core, not allowed kills this game.
I'm really interested to see if they're actually going to contest the next dragon here. You know, if they can hit their mythics, is that your best timing? Because it's one of these situations where, you know, TL is so far up in gold. You know, yes, they're going to be 1 item plus pieces, but you want to probably fight when you're on 1 and they're not on 2, right? And I think this next dragon might be their best shot.
Also, it has become more costly to try and play that game of, oh, we're going to keep giving up dragons until the critical soul, because the buffs were all improved by 50%. So every dragon you're giving away is also a significant increase in power now that just compounds the issue.
Johnsun actually loses the 1v1 against Hans. Yes, he has to disengage because, you know, Core's in the way, so he can't play the full trade out, but Kraken Slayer hit with the attack reset before Silver Bolts, and Johnsun will slowly sustain back up. Yes. Ooh, ow. Yep. Well aimed. That always feels so bad when you're like, ah, she landed Q. I could have theoretically dodged that. Turret's almost dead, though. And 30 seconds.
I mean, they're going to lose top lane Herald. Mid lane tower is so close to dying. I don't even know that they need Herald, but even if they want, they can actually drop this here, probably without it, and then even drop Herald elsewhere later. But TL are just running them over. They're not giving Vayne any opportunity to make plays because you're just locked in your tower trying to wave clear the whole time.
Yeah, and the Sivir bouncing boomerang there also interrupted the recall. Another annoying thing against playing against this champion. Gets delayed on the reset. Won't get back in time for this cannon wave at the tower. Is the cannon going down? Oh, get it! Oh, it died before he got there.
He got XP, but that's not the biggest part of that one. Bjergsen on the way down. On the turret, nearly kills it. The second turret of the game. Minions wants to stay in golden if he can. 300 on his inventory, good charm. Gets rid of Philip. Root as well, good damage. TP's coming across. This is gonna be the fight, but can they have the damage? Explosive cast builds them out. Philip now down to 1K, sidesteps Zenith Blade, but he still not have a way to live. There's one on the board. Sivir's gonna get it, and Bjergsen the chase for a bit more. Charm should be back up soon. Will not find his next target. Johnsun holds his cleanse. 4-0. The pacing is perfect game right now in Game 4 of this series.
TL are just on fire in these last couple games here. Looking to make it 3 straight as they're on to the second dragon.
The Pulve was late. Or he started the head, or he started the body slam. I can't tell which. Either way, the Bwipo is over the wall all the same. And this means the dragon will burn down. Even Spell Shield blocks the damage out of toucouille. Literally heals the Sivir with his spells.
This greatly reduces the chance that we get our YouTube highlight montage Vayne game here. It is not going to be easy to play. 2 dragons, 6,000 gold, only 17 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and the second items are going to be through before they get another chance to fight, right? You know, top lane we can already see. Second item completed there. We have all the pieces already for the PD for Hans. Shadow Flame perhaps coming out second here for Bjergsen. That's going to be done soon. And he's been able to easily answer these side lane plays. You know, Philip is just so far down that he can't really threaten either one of the soul laners.
And credit goes to Bwipo, honestly. The first 2 games, you know, back and forth on the side lane, but in Game 2 onwards, this has been like Bwipo has completely controlled top lane. He has been the better laner by far, bigger impact in team fights as well. Full credit to him. You know, the AP Gragas coming back as well, also looks good on this one. And the rest of the team's been consistent, so, you know, it's a lot of these leads have come from him crushing top lane, and then the rest has also looked good. Core brought out of the tower. Doesn't matter.
You gotta also give credit though to TL who got him ahead, right?
Yes.
Like it was a 3-man dive to actually put him ahead. It wasn't an advantage created really in the 1v1 in this game. You know, Philip was kind of pushing in and whatever. Both people with no TP. TL pulls off that 3-man dive, and that's where top lane goes really bad. When you get dove with the wave at your tower and no TP, it is almost impossible to come back from that in the 1v1 without help. Because you're put so far down in golden experience.
Yeah, generally the determining factor in mid lane matchups like this are actually which assassin champion gets to go for the first gank and gets to affect one of the other lanes. And Bjergsen got out there with Santorin.
Yeah. And I think Bjergsen and Santorin have been having a really good series, right? These last 3 games especially have been making such a world of difference. In this one, Bjergsen making the early run on the top side with Santorin. Santorin has been back-to-back-to-back good games. The swing game was amazing from Bjergsen, going legendary in that one. So it's been a very strong series from the mid-jungle of TL.
Absolutely agree. 7,000 is now the gold lead. Still on pace for perfect game against FlyQuest to close it out and send it to the lower bracket. Or they wait to see if EG picks them or the winner of CLG C9. But this is the pace we are on. I mean, this is still a massive lead TL's way. Still 2.5 for the next Drake. Another 5 beyond that for the Soul. I don't know when FlyQuest find their way in because they don't have a lead anywhere on this map.
Well, at this point, you need to trade for some objective bounties. Like, you do not ever want to go heads up 5-on-5. And they're built for split pushing. That's basically their only out in this game.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to go split push. I will get top tower objective bounty. You guys outplay them. Good luck.
Yep.
You know, you give them a thumbs up, pat on the back. I believe in you. Let me see that outplay. I'm just going to look at my top lane, and hopefully at the top of my screen, it will say ally has slain an enemy champion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're looking for long shots no matter what you do, right? And we can see it's like every time Johnsun and Hansama are on screen, Johnsun is struggling to kill the wave. They're going to
goes
be
in
engaged here.
with the big play. Bjergsen gets out in time, charms the clone. Low on health, but staying healthy enough. toucouille could not get onto the back line, had flash, did not have ult. Could not get the spells to land to kill the Ahri.
Yeah, they get the flash off Bjergsen, so not bad, but still not really what they wanted from that. And Bwipo able to answer topside, so we'll defend the tower up there for now. It's got to be, you know, up to these side laners. Got to find that play, as you're saying, Kobe. You need to find some sort of window of opportunity where you can look for the outplay, where you can find the 1v1. You know, only individual plays like that really are going to delay the game and kind of stretch TL apart to a point where maybe you have a window in. But because your wave clear is so bad, TL really just need to stay as a squad, push in waves, force them to answer, and Fly will always be behind the play because they're so slow to clear out these waves.
Speaking of being behind the play.
Yeah, well, toucouille can jump the wall and show up into Bjergsen's face, sidesteps the charm. He will buy a lot of space. Still a minute away from the Drake spawning, so it's Camille running towards the top side. A juke to safety. Did they catch the right champion over the wall? Back into the mix, and there is no way out anymore. There's the Everfrost to claim it. toucouille goes down. Bjergsen continues to have 100% kill participation.
Really well played. TL just make the collapse towards bot side, and still FlyQuest just pushing up towards these towers. They will get the top lane tier 1, so should go gold positive on this play. But they have no control in bot side, absolutely no vision at all on that side of the map. You can see even in their own bot jungle, like not one ward, right? So it is almost impossible for them to actually walk in here. TL setting up shop in the area. If Aphro face checks, he's going to be in trouble.
What do they got in the Team Liquid shop these days? What are they selling?
They're selling all kinds of merch.
They still got a Marvel deal going on?
I don't know.
No?
Don't think so.
Let's check it out. Because honestly, Team Liquid, 8,000 gold dragon arriving. They would love if they could get the team fight. Oh, here we go.
No, CoreJJ takes a whole lot of damage. Vayne is in. That's Azonia's. That's a cast backwards, staying alive, but the burn down comes in. 1 for nothing. Can they get the rest? The knock comes in for the Wukong. Do they find the rest of this fight, though? Philip wants to find a target. Locks down Trundle, flash to safety. Pillar is on. Johnsun barely alive with a charm. Lands, and Bjergsen keeps it going. A 3 for nothing. And toucouille is going to fall. You have to believe out of the tower. Jose drops. It's a 5-1.
Even when the fight starts with a huge chunk pick out onto CoreJJ, they blast them.
Yeah, TL, that's so much AoE damage there. For a moment, you think maybe Johnsun could have the montage play here. But the ricochets coming through from Sivir, the damage coming through from Bjergsen, Trundle Pillar lands onto the Vayne, and there's nowhere for him to go. Charm after charm after charm land. TL moved to Soul Point here. We can see it again. The initial play is great. The combo win, the hookshot lands. They have the condemn into the wall, but the stopwatch comes through, and then body slam flash ulti everything onto Johnsun. Cleanse flashes out, and you're thinking maybe, but Johnsun is just getting chunked down by all this random AoE damage that is coming through. The ricochets getting him lower and lower and lower, and he can't really ever free fire. Then the boomerang blade hits him. The Trundle Pillar comes down, slows him up. He gets nailed by the charm, and Bjergsen is just going off in this game.
Yeah, Bjergsen Ahri is looking dang good. Look at this charm as well.
Whoop.
Catches Jose as he's trying to jump over back to safety, and Team Liquid wrap up that team fight. 10.8 thousand gold. All right, Where's Ben? We gotta get a sideline interview. Ask him actually what's in that TL merch shop.
And here goes. Baron is up, and you got items on there. Yep.
There we go. The dancing horse, the Baron, gonna be acquired. FlyQuest, if they run right now, they can charge in.
They're gonna try. Core's gonna mark it again. Sees Jose. No flash.
Get in there.
Needs to find his way in. Will not do so. Baron claimed. Core no stopwatch. Dunk comes in for Philip. They get a single kill, but will the rest even happen? It's a trade of a 1-for-1. Bit of an engage for Wukong, but his health bar is low, and he's gonna drop now as well. Aphromoo wants the front line, wants to zone, buys some space for Johnsun, who's still getting attacked, and just the duo is dead. Now, toucouille, left alone, gonna find him yet again. I am sorry, buddy, but you are burning corrupting potion. Will claim everything they need. A double kill comes across. 15-2, back-to-back Bud Light aces. A single turret and 2 kills is all that did anything to slow down Team Liquid. Game 1 looked good, but game 2, 3, and 4 looked even better for TL. They will knock down the turrets. They will knock down FlyQuest in the fastest game of the series. Congratulations, moving up and forward in the upper bracket. Team Liquid take the win.
What a monster series from TL. Game 1, could have shaken other teams, but you said it for game 2, 3, and 4. They were even more dominant. This one all over in under 25. The team play was there. They drafted well. They responded to even these surprise picks incredibly well, utilizing the Trundle pillar plus the Ahri to land the charms on the Vayne. Back-to-back fights. Johnsun cannot outplay that. And TL's just looking so damn solid. You have to think there's no shot that EG are going to pick TL. And that is setting up for the TL 100 Thieves rematch again. These two teams have been on a collision course time and time again over the last couple years.
I would say wait until we see tomorrow. Wait until we see tomorrow before you write off the other team.
I'm willing to take that bet.
DLG, we have actually already made that bet. DLG versus Cloud9 tomorrow as well. That one is guaranteed to be a banger. Guaranteed action from beginning of the game till the Nexus explodes.
Yep.
Those two teams have been the most volatile in the LCS. Team Liquid today, though, they smooth it out. Again, the veterans, composure on stage, best of 5s in playoffs, go the full distance. Game number 1, they were not thrown off. They bring it right back. Thank you for the Kappa Kobe sign. Appreciate it. Shout out to the fans.
TSM and Golden Guardians await in the lower bracket for FlyQuest, as well as the loser of tomorrow's match. FlyQuest are not out. They will bounce back. They will play, I forget if it's going to be Thursday or Friday next week, but they've got a 5-6 day turnaround, and they will be back on. And then you got to make the run again. Top 3, make Worlds. You can still win from the lowers bracket. It's what EG did in spring. Yes, you have to step up. Yes, you got to do better than a 1-3 loss to TL to make that happen, of course. But hey, it's time to bounce back, right? The road is not over for them, and so we'll see how FlyQuest can do in weeks 2, 3, and onwards.
Yeah, absolutely. And the road will get easier for a while for FlyQuest. They're going to be going up against some weaker opponents in the lower bracket here. TL was obviously a big ask for them. This is the number 3 seed that they were going up against, and TL really did show them why here today. And I think this level of dominance is kind of what people were hoping for from TL when they saw this roster, when they saw how good this team could be, that they could carry from any lane, that they would have all these different threats. And we kind of got to see that showcase today. Bwipo with some monster games. We got the Hansama, Draven. We got Bjergsen absolutely popping off on the Swain and on the Ahri. So it really was, I think, good news for TL fans, right? Seeing how dynamic the team looked and how solid they looked in games 2, 3, 4.
I cheated. I looked at Santorin for the interview. Yes, that was my vote for player of the game.
Nice. Well, we are going to be catching up with Santorin. Spoilers for the Rise of Book interview. See you there.